think we're live. And I popped this on everybody here. Nobody knows I'm going live. Turn my hat around. Yeah, that's better. Works better with my headphones. Whew. Get this guy going right. Oh, this is awkward. All right, here we go. That'll do. It doesn't matter. Okay. Live. Live. Let's see where we're live. Twitter. Share this out. As always, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask those questions in the chat. Should I pop a little nicotine or not? Actually, the problem with that stuff is I don't sleep well at night with that stuff, man. Like, I get bad sleep. I'll sleep for 8 hours, but the sleep is not optimal. I should really check into why that is. I'm sure that there's a reason. I guess doesn't nicotine excite adrenaline and also dopamine in some way, I believe. Sharing this stuff out. Cool. Don't even know what we're going to talk about today, but we'll talk about a lot. We'll go into it. We'll see what's happening in the world. Oh, Gene, what's up? Gene Laborde. Nice to have you on board, Gene Laborde. How many times have you heard that in your life? You probably just roll your eyes. Nice to have you on board. Sam Kemp dropping in to say, hey, have a meeting with a legislator in 30 minutes. Outstanding, Sam. Good to have you around, Sam. Thought about you lately, man. Hope all is well. How did you like the bounce of Morpheus? It's beautiful. Beautiful thing. Looked like the RSI was kind of indicating that things were going to turn around. It certainly doesn't hurt that there's buy pressure every 30 minutes on that thing. So that's very nice. And we're just at the point in the markets right now where Bitcoin dominance starts to fall. The entire market is going to take off in a drastic way. Drastic way. So that's exciting as well. What's up, Brandon? Morpheus killing it, even though I didn't win. Yeah, Morpheus is doing very well. I'm very, very pleased. I'm very happy. One of my friends called me up yesterday and he says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you think that this launch went? And I said I think it did an 11, right? It was very smooth start to finish. The quality of the website is incredible. The front end is great. And here's the thing, we'll be making some changes to the front end, just maybe like artistically speaking. That wasn't really at the forefront of what our concerns were. Like, we wanted to make it nice, but we're going to make it nicer. Okay. So it's already at a high quality, probably higher quality than 99% of projects out there, but we're going to make it better. And that's really going to be where we hang our hats. So we added a little rabbit on the front. And the reason that we did that, we try to listen to community feedback, and you guys really, really like the rabbit. That surprised me. So we've changed it to a rabbit here, and I'll pull it up. Morpheus. We got rabbit power. So, we'll do the rabbit. We'll see how that goes. There's some really, really cool artwork. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can go into the Morpheus Telegram and you can do / art. And it's going to give you the link to the art room. So if you have any art, make sure that you're dropping it there as well, because there's just some friggin' crazy art that's coming out of here. And it's going in an entirely different direction. I was telling one of my designer yesterday. I said, I like the dark dystopian kind of like sci-fi. It's like Tron meets Matrix meets Dune. I really like that feel. So maybe that's a direction that we're going to go. We've kind of teased out some of this stuff, and a lot of you guys have really enjoyed it. So let's check some stats here. Go mint and burn. We'll make this claimable. Remember, if you haven't claimed yet, you can go ahead and claim. It doesn't go away. It doesn't expire. So this will pretty much be up forever, probably, because there's going to be one person that never claimed. The second that we take it down, somebody's going to come sue us. So you can claim it any time. It doesn't expire, which is interesting. Pretty big milestone crossed today. Very significant. Total Morpheus burned. So far, 100.56 billion. That milestone was crossed today. 100 billion, which is quite interesting and a little bit scary. It's a little bit scary because I really didn't expect this burn to go so fast. Now, as the price of Titan X rises, that burn becomes more significant. So if Titan X rises and Morpheus stays the same or decreases in relation to that, then you're going to have a magnifying effect on that buy and burn. However, if Morpheus is rising faster in relation to Titan X, then what you're going to see is you're going to have less buy and burn impact. So right now, the buy and burn impact is pretty high because Morpheus is trading at a substantial premium to Titan X. So, and then you have Dragon X in there as well. So what you're getting is a lot of burn. You're getting a lot of burn from Morpheus right now because Morpheus's price is so cheap. So one Titan X can buy more Morpheus. But as Morpheus goes up, that's going to change. And the buy and burn, it's not going to be as pronounced, I guess you could say. Let's kind of see. Let me just do some quick math here. I mean, the Morpheus chart is just beautiful, not only on the daily, but USD as well as Dragon. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow, that's amazing. So $176,000 worth of Morpheus has been burned thus far. 176K. And 5% of supply, which is very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Also very, very cool. We've got 2.429 billion Dragon X have been burnt. That's substantial. And most people don't realize that a portion of that buy and burn actually goes to buy and burn Dragon X, which also kind of helps everything that's happening here. And why is that? It's because Morpheus's primary liquidity pair is in Dragon. So if the smart contract is affecting that liquidity pool, the Dragon X, Titan X liquidity pool, or I think it affects the Morpheus Dragon X pool. Oh no, Titan X. If it's putting positive buy pressure on there, it's also pulling up Morpheus. So everything is designed around that positive feedback loop here. So a lot of FUD happened early on. They're like, you're giving away too much to Dragon. I'm like, hey, we're pushing the price of Dragon up. And if you're a lever on Dragon, if Dragon goes up 1 unit, then Morpheus can go up 3 units just because of the liquidity pairings. So it's something to think about. So how much is what did we say, 2 billion? 2.42 billion. Well, it's not 24 million. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, missing 1 0. So about what, $24,000 worth? That's good. And you're going to be able to look at this. It's going to increase the time, Dragon X, 10 X's, 100 X's. Then that turns into $240,000. It turns into 2.4 million. That turns into $24 million. You guys get the gist of it here. All right, let's check. Yeah, thanks, Johnny. Appreciate you. J6 in the house. What is up, J6? Crushing the memes. TexX says, yes, the graphics are awesome. Yes, on 11. Exactly. No doxing. Who do you think's moving 2000 BTC, the 2010 individual? It's got to be one of those like OG people, man. And here's the thing, like when I got into Bitcoin mining, and I got into Bitcoin mining too late. That's just the truth. Did I make Bitcoin? Yeah. Would it have done well if I held it this entire time? It would have been all right. But what you don't understand, man, there's lone wolves out there. Like I'm looking for ant miners back then, S9s. I forgot what, 13 terahash, 14.5 terahash, I think, or it might be 14 terahash. I'm looking for people to sell me those. Okay. So I forgot where, but it's like maybe looking to Bitcoin or other places. On Craigslist, people are selling ant miners. I didn't really understand it as well as I should have, but man, I run across this guy in North Carolina, and dude, he had 1,000 of these things, and he's just a lone wolf. It's like him and 3 other people managing this operation out in the middle of nowhere, a full solar setup. And these guys have been doing it for years and years and years and years. So you don't necessarily know everybody who's participating in the network because they don't want to be known. So who knows who could that be? Who could it be? Could it be somebody that we know that has a lot of Bitcoin? Of course. Could be old Richard. Could be Richard. But I'll tell you this. If you do believe that Richard has a sizable bag of Bitcoin and Ethereum, then his bag is getting larger and larger by the day. What's BTC at? Let me take this off here. We'll tell you about this real quick. Guys, buy and burn is up to $1,200 right now. You want to call that buy and burn as much as you can publicly. All right. So we don't call this. This is public function. When you get into like the $2,000 to $3,000 range per swap, then it kind of puts you on the radar for the bots to come and extract some value. But if you hit it quite often and hit it low, and also try to hit it when Gwei is low as well. If you don't know what the price of Gwei is, you can just do a calculator. It'll show you MetaMask or whatever you use, internet money. But try to keep pinging that to keep it low. It's more difficult to do it because you got to keep up with it, but we retain more of that value, and we're not going to attract bots. It's important. So again, right now, if somebody were to call it 6 cycles of accumulated, it'd be about $1,200. So what is that? 3 hours worth? Buy and burn balance, 1.36, very, very slowly decreasing. Such a beautiful, beautiful thing. We're almost back up to $1 million. I think we went all the way down to 650,000 in terms of the value of this wallet, but TitanX has made a sizable bounce off lows, and thus that buy and burn wallet that is not controlled by me. It's not controlled by anybody. It's controlled by a smart contract. It does it every single day. Every 30 minutes, it buys and burns with TitanX and buys and burns Morpheus. That's really cool. So, what's interesting is that buy and burn set at 1%. And it's been cooking with 1%, and we've had the chart success that we've seen with just 1%. I like that quite a bit. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. Mobius in the house. What's up, dude? Cabana. Here to hit the like before I go eat the tacos. Is it taco night? Taco Tuesday? Taco Friday? I'm trying to see that Tyson fight, man. They got 2-1 odds on Jake Paul. 2-1. That's a little bit wild to me, man. What do you guys think? I don't know, man. Jake Paul is going through a technique change, and I've seen this with some of his new pad work. He's still he was getting really comfortable with a suboptimal technique, and now he's changed, and he kind of looks like when he's working the pads, doesn't look fluid, doesn't look natural, but he's doing the right things now. He's throwing a left hook, and he's kicking his left heel out, and he's using that as leverage, and he's hitting the right way, and he's throwing, he's throwing his right cross or throwing his straight from a place of balance instead of overextending, pushing too far forward or backwards. He's getting more power. He's really turning his hips better now, but he just looks like a newly born horse that just fell out. He's kind of wobbling, this and that. He's too jittery. So I think that if he starts to get into a real fight in the early rounds, he might default back to some of that bad technique. And Mike Tyson, he might be old, but dude, he's got tricks. He's fought a lot. The thing that's going to save Jake Paul is the conditioning later rounds. From what I've seen, it doesn't look like he has the speed advantage that everybody might think he does. But he is 38 years younger, something like that. 28, 38, 48. Yeah, 30 years younger. That counts for a lot. Counts for quite a bit. But I want to see Mike Tyson, man. I want to see this, I want to see him hit it. And if he wins, he's not going to stop. You guys know that. They're going to have to court order this dude to not fight anymore. Going to sanction him off. 75-cent PHEX. Dude, yeah. I'm calling for $1 to $3. Some people are like in the $5 range. It's shaping up to look like a lot of my predictions in the bear market. Now, I'm very conservative. You guys know. A lot of my predictions about prices, they feel low. They feel low right now. I'm going to stick to them until they invalidate, but you guys get it. Based in reality. Boom! What's up, dude? Nice to have you. Johnny says, I think the transparency with Erwin and you as well as Adam is outstanding. Always here to answer community questions, which in my mind I will, and I have invested more of my precious Titan X and even at under 1-to-1. So sick to see the potential in this. Cool. Yeah, man. It's just always important, folks. I'm not gonna overhype it. The name of the crypto game, and it really has been this way for a long time, is just survival, right? So don't forget to hedge into stuff that's been around a long time and that's maybe more stable and less volatile. You don't have to push in as much money on risky things because the returns can be outsized and you don't have to risk as much of your stack. So guys, just be super careful. Whatever you're getting involved with in cryptocurrency, just accumulate, okay? You got to lose less than you gain all the time. And you can do that if you don't go all in on something. Not financial advice, right? Although that doesn't ever matter when you say that. I'm always rooting for the old guy, Sam. Yeah, Sam, if I see a pay-per-view with your name on it after this one, Mike Tyson's going to cause just this like hordes of people who are older just to hit the boxing gyms. Oh gosh. Sam, I bet you got a pretty gnarly right hook, man. You're lefty. You're a spook, so you might be a lefty. Maybe. Let's check old BTC. Go to Trading View here. All right. right, BTC, CN Super Chat, charts. BTC holding strong, 91,423. 91,423. Man, so I'll tell you guys, my prediction for this cycle was 102, 102,000. People called me crazy, and I get it, but the other prediction that I had prior to that was around 140. So maybe it falls somewhere in there. Maybe we get a rejection. Maybe we don't push up as hard. Inflation picking up again. People might freak out, but I don't know, man. I think they're pumping the markets now with liquidity. It's funny to think that MicroStrategy is actually the equivalent of a meme coin. So MicroStrategy, let's see here. It's done a 10x since October of 23, which I'm pretty certain has outperformed Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin has done a 10x in that same amount of time. We'll check. Let's check. All right. Go to 23. Bitcoin has done a 4x. So you guys, it's, less liquidity, levers on levers. You have basically a stock that's a meme coin that's borrowing Bitcoin price appreciation. And that's what's happening. MicroStrategy's ripping to the upside. Let's keep chatting here. Thoughts on Jones and Stipe fight? Is Gary Jones? I don't know, man. Jones can get caught, but dude, that dude has so much confidence. He's not cocky. He's just a different breed. I don't even know how to explain it with that guy. It's like he's got slightly above average athleticism. He has a very, very high fight IQ. His body is built in such a way that he can really fling those. He's got like toothpicks for legs. He can fling those legs out. His reach is insane. He's got a strong jaw. So it's like he just hit the jackpot, man. He hit the genetic jackpot, the IQ jackpot. Everything looks good. I don't know how he would, unless he just gets caught. If he gets clipped, it is what it is. But if it goes the distance, man, I just don't see many people going the distance with that dude. They're going to have to catch him. His submission game. I wouldn't want to fight that dude. Remember that dude, he broke into his house? He broke into the wrong dude's house, that's for sure. Chance going to be charged with murder tonight. Man, I hope. J-Class, what's up? I hope that this is not just some cheesy thing, but there's some crazy implications about this when you think about it, though. Guys, he's talking about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul tonight. So think about what if Mike Tyson gets seriously injured? Like he gets put into a permanent coma. Okay. Because his brain isn't the way it used to be. His neck isn't as strong, and you can't take a punch when you get older like that. You stumble, and it's brutal. This could turn out to be like really actually devastating for boxing. And there's part of me that thinks that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson have had this conversation. They want to give people a good fight. It's showmanship, I think. But that's dangerous, man. Mike Tyson could get seriously injured. Seriously. You go on YouTube, man, or go to Rumble or wherever they show it. And guys, boxing is more dangerous than MMA. Way more deaths with boxing. That the craft is so fine tuned, and the boxers are so good with leverage and just throwing these punches out there, man, and just connecting so well. They're just so precise and surgical. And they can do a lot of damage. They can sever spinal cords. All sorts of bad things can happen after the fight too. Aneurysms, and guys, it could be really, that could be really bad. If they're doing a real fight, man, Tyson could get jacked up. He could die. And that's not a good look. And then how would that taint Jake Paul's, reputation? It wouldn't be good. He should start fighting some people his own size, fighting people his own age. The one boxer that he fought, which is Tommy Fury, his size, his age, and actual boxer, Jake Paul lost. So who's next? Who's he gonna keep fighting here? You can fight these old people. I mean, he's going a different route. Okay, so if you're a championship boxer, you just turned pro, you want to get like 10 or 15 fights with bums. I mean, that's just the truth. You want to get the record looking good. So you want to polish up these bums so then you can get the attention of other people. You got like a 15-0 record, 18, 20-0 record. You're going to start getting some attention, and then you get to fight the real people. So Jake Paul, in a way, is kind of doing that because he's not fighting boxers, but it's not like he's fighting complete bums either. So he's cutting his teeth, is getting his record up, except for that one loss. And he's young. He's what, 28? I think he's 28, right? So we'll see. Bitcoin 91K. Here's the thing that we got to look at, guys. I've got a total 3. Okay, so that is crypto market cap less Bitcoin, top 10 cryptocurrencies, and Ethereum. So it's basically all the altcoins versus BTC. And I'll show you guys. This is the only chart that I'm paying attention to. I'll just tell you that right now. The only chart that I'm paying attention to in cryptocurrency for a turnaround, for Titan X, Pulse Chain, Hex, all the stuff that we love around here. Everybody's welcome. If you're an idiot, if you're an ass, you're not welcome. But if you can speak intelligently about why you don't like something, I'm down with that. You can criticize. Just be smart about it. Here we go. This is what to expect here, guys. All right. We go back to, let's time travel. We'll go back to August of 2019. And I don't know, I'm not sharing this here. Christian says, sir, why did you end up with $1.75 as your price prediction for PHEX combined? Did I say 175? No, I said what did I say? What did I say? $1 to $3, right? $1 to $3 is in that range. I know that's a big range, but Wix can get crazy. It's not combined. It's just PHEX. Listen, Richard said he's choosing PHEX. So do I think that EHEX has opportunity? Yeah, sure. Yeah. But I don't really focus on EHEX. Do I have EHEX? Sure. I've got hex stakes. So yeah, PHEX is all. When I talk about things, I'm talking about PHEX. Anyway, let's keep going here. The only thing that I'm looking at right now, again, we'll take a trip back in time. 2019, this was basically what you had was Bitcoin was just ripping to the upside. Going into August 20, you guys remember it curves up, starts curving up. And all the altcoins are bleeding. So this was August, going in October, November, December, a capitulation event for altcoins versus Bitcoin. And then what freaking happened, guys? An absolute monumental rip to the upside. Absolute rip. Okay? And I want you to, let's kind of dig even further. Guys, the important thing about this, when you're looking at we're this far in the market cycle, we're certainly After the halvening, it starts getting fun here. But I want you guys to see how quickly this turned. This is the daily chart. So within, I would say, 1, 2, 3, 4, within 1 week, we found the bottom and then they never came back. And you had massive amounts of financial energy that were barreling into altcoins. The difference of 1 week could have made a huge difference for your portfolio. Huge difference. So we are entering that phase right now where it's like, right now, let's go to where we are. And let's give us some perspective. We continue to bleed against Bitcoin, bleeding against BTC. Will we go down further? Maybe. Could this be the week? Could this be the week that everything chops back and forth and then just takes off and never comes back? That's quite possible, guys. If we're thinking that we're going to have a multi-trillion dollar market cap, a portion of that money is going to be represented by crypto here, by altcoins. ETH dominance made a nice little bounce, but then it got completely obliterated, wrecked again. Nothing matters right now except for Bitcoin dominance and ETH dominance. We're this far into the market cycle. Bitcoin dominance is pushing even higher. A lot of people thought it would get completely rejected at 60,000. This looked like they freaked people out. Everybody thought 60% was the top of the Bitcoin market in terms of dominance. And after that, it was going to fall and everything was going to rip. Well, it fell just a little bit. And then you also saw altcoins start to rip quite a bit, but it looks like it's going to push up higher. How much higher? It's a great question. We're probably somewhere in between 60 and 72% right now. It doesn't look like it wants to slow too much, but it is pulling up all markets with it, which is good. So total crypto market cap excluding BTC and Ethereum. So these are some of the bigger caps, the Phantoms and the Ripples and the Solanas. Money's coming back in, guys. Money's coming back in a big way. These are all super bullish charts, guys. I keep telling people, man, and people think I'm just trying to engagement farm. I'm not trying to engagement farm. When I'm saying this stuff on Twitter, I've been here too many times. I've seen it. When the market takes off, man, it's going to rip so hard. I mean, we're at the right time, right place. The money printers are turning back on. Easier money. People got money to throw around. Holidays are coming up. People are going to start talking about their favorite cryptos. It's just a beautiful, beautiful setup. And we've been suppressed in this bear market for so long, and the SEC has attacked all of our liquidity sources, and they've tried to chop people down at the knees. They've attacked all the good projects and they've missed all the bad projects. Trump's taken over. He's saying all this crazy stuff. He loves crypto, guys. It's just the perfect storm. And that slingshot is pulled all the way back. And the dude's shaking his arm right now because it's so far back. And once it lets loose, it's gone. It's going to be great. So I'm excited. Excited about that. 34 minutes in. Stop screen share. Gospel preacher? Hold on. Gospel preacher? Have I known you from the past, man? What was your name in the past? Do you have a different name? I remember seeing you, but I thought you were a different person. How do I check and see if I minted Morpheus? And you don't lose it. Formerly the sheriff. That's right, buddy. I remember now. Is Gensler gone or not? He's not gone. The deal is he put out this weird press release and he's just kind of reminiscing about his career, and it's like he was almost trying to kind of justify his career to the world. And it was just kind of weird, odd. And he was using interesting tenses that they just think that he might be out soon. He's gone. But I mean, what are the odds that Trump keeps him? Nah, that ain't gonna happen. But somebody brought it up that if he quits early, he doesn't get retirement or something. I don't know. So he's probably gonna wait till Trump kicks him out. I think if he's maybe replaced from the executive branch administratively, he still gets his retirement. Not sure. Regarding BTC, any more states like Florida talking about BTC reserves? Any other countries buy BTC? Well, if the United States is buying BTCs, their reserves, and the dollar's being backed by BTC, then subsequently 122 other countries kind of share that backing, because I think it's about 122 countries use the dollar as their currency, official currency. Kind of wild. Let's check. Yeah. U.S. Bitcoin reserve plan could ignite a global crypto arms race. Cynthia Loomis outlines that within 100 days of Donald Trump's return to the presidency, she envisions a strategic Bitcoin acquisition initiative by the U.S. government. According to host of Crypto R Us, George Tung, gosh, it's crazy, man. It's crazy that these people... Do I want to FUD? I don't want to FUD. I'm not going to FUD. You don't FUD, man, because you never know. You never know it could come back on you. This plan would involve purchasing up to 5% of the total Bitcoin supply to establish a reserve intended for national debt repayment over the next 2 decades. So they're purchasing Bitcoin in order to pay off debt. Well, that's step one. All right. You gotta put a handle on the faucet, on the spigot, right? You got to be able to turn it off. So that's all fine and dandy, but you got to back that up with legislation. It's quite important. Pennsylvania starting BTC reserve. What's up, Freddie Quotes? Bill would hold BTC for a minimum of 25 years. We called this Bitcoin blips down as Fed Powell says no. Yeah, so interest rates or inflation rate started to increase. So what they're going to do, they're just going to hold steady. They're going to hold rates where they are. They're very reactive here. They're not going to continue to decrease rates if inflation continues to increase, which will happen in Q4. Like we said, it's the holidays, people are traveling. You've got different categories of inflation, but certainly pressure on supply chain means stuff. You've got more dollars chasing the same amount of goods, which causes price to push up. Sailor now looking smart. Here's what's, guys, I told you this and I got heat for it. So Michael Saylor is going to pop. He's going to be responsible for the Bitcoin pop, the bubble of all bubbles. And if you don't believe me, do some research on your own about Michael Saylor and how he caused the .com bubble. All right. Dude, I saw a picture of him with the Cardone guys. That dude looks like Weekend Uncle Burns. He don't even know. He doesn't smile on camera. He doesn't even know he doesn't know where he's at. He's just standing there. They're like holding him up, and he's got this like aloof look on his face, like he has no clue where he is. But I'm making that call now. Making that call. Do some more research on a Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor is going to destroy Bitcoin. He could destroy it. Bitcoin ownership by country. Who do you guys think owns the most Bitcoin? Don't be Googling. Don't be cheating. Top 5. This is actually surprising. I don't believe some of this though. I mean, come on. You can't tell me. Who do you guys think? China's one. Let's see where China's at. China's at number 2. Yes. Now, what date was this? Approximately. Of course, they don't know. Like, how can you know completely? I'll buy BTC on the crash. US, UAE. Yeah, so we got India, 100 million people own it. China, 59 million. United States, 52 million. Brazil, Vietnam, Pakistan, Philippines, Nigeria, Indonesia, Iran. So, but where's Russia? Come on, dude. You can't freaking tell me that. There's no way. They say that 8.7 million people own Bitcoin in Russia. Well, but then again, like as a percentage of the population, as a percentage of the population, Russia owns, right? Because India is at 93.5 million people. And their population is what? Billions. 5 or 6%, couple billion people there. Whereas Russia, 8.7 million, and their population is, what is it? 150 million people in Russia, maybe? Or is it higher? Like it's not in the billions. Russian population. About 150, I think. 143.8. 0.8. So as a percentage of population, Russia owns just about as much Bitcoin as India. And if you look at percentage of populations here, number 1 is UAE at 27%. See, that's what you got to do. Vietnam, 20.87. US, 15.4. Philippines, 13.72. Quite surprising. Venezuela. Of course, Venezuela is because they need a stable currency. They don't want to pay 10 million whatever for a cup of coffee. So they use Bitcoin. I think they use Ethereum. They've used Litecoin extensively down there in Venezuela. Also, Dash was a big thing. I don't know if it still is. Yeah, all these countries that have significant money problems aren't on here, which is surprising. It's just because your country locks you down, man. Let's go. 3 Musketeers, UAE, US. I'll buy BTC on the crash. Boom. Why is Elon so smart with rockets and all, and then promotes Dogecoin? So I have a theory. I got a theory. And I actually outlined this maybe like a year and a half ago on a YouTube video about Elon. And one of these theories was, and he alleges he has no Doge. I think he said he never bought it. But I was doing the math. He acquired Twitter for 44.1 billion or 44.3 billion. He'd probably have to come up with like a 15 to 20% down payment for that. He had some investors. I think Binance was one of his investors, and there's a couple other high-profile folks. But he needed more money to come up with that down payment. I wonder if he wasn't beginning to plant the seeds of manipulation of price back in like 2018 on Dogecoin to be able to extract that and come out. I think he's a long-term planner. You go back to his tweets too, man. I laid all this out. You know, he was raising his eyebrows at the SEC and the governments and this and that, and then started to kind of push into being critical of social media. I think that he used some of his holdings, personal holdings, to pay for the down payment for Twitter. because that's a lofty down payment, folks. It's a lot. So I think he was pushing it up as an individual, talking about it. And I think he continues to do it. Who knows, man? I mean, the Doge chart. Let's check Doge. I've not checked Doge, and I should because I'm indebted to Doge. I did very well with it. You do well when you get things on fire sale. Let's check Doge. Doge. Oh, Lord. We'll do what? Doge USD. Okay. Doge. Woo. Yeah. What was Doge all-time high? Was it like 70-something cents? Doge is now at 37 cents. Yeah, remember the SNL skit? Everybody thought it was going to rip to the upside and everybody got nuked. Guys, crypto, you've been around for a while. Crypto's so predictable. I'm like, oh, Saturday Night Live next Thursday, you're going to want to sell on probably Tuesday. And sure enough, it tanked. Yeah, Freddie, it ripped, dude. Department of Government Efficiency. If you guys didn't hear about it, that's what Elon named his department, I think. I think it's official. Which Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. Hilarious. Freddie Quote says he's gone super hard right recently. He's just tired of it. He's got I see the personality in him that he's not going to be pushed around and bullied. That's what I see. So, let's see if we got any other cool articles. Ooh, what's this? Crypto spy jailed for life in China. YouTuber accused of $230 million of fraud. Chinese official jailed for selling secrets for crypto. Wazir X, fake account NAB, South Korean YouTube influencer arrested for scam and more. Life sentence for Chinese official in crypto espionage case. A former Chinese government employee identified as Wang Mumu, placeholder that translates to so and so. Can you imagine your mom Brandon so and so. Used in China to anonymize individuals. Okay, got it. Has been sentenced to life in prison for selling state secrets to foreign intelligence agencies in exchange for 1 million won or $138,000 of crypto payments. Was it worth it, bro? Was it worth it for 138K? I don't think so. China's Ministry of State Security said in WeChat post that Wang racked up big losses and debts. Oh, see? And that's what the key is here, guys. You know, a lot of people don't get secret clearances or TSSCIs. It's because they're exploitable. If you have debts or you got dirt, foreign agencies can come and kind of use that against you. Yeah. You got that debt, we'll pay you. We'll get it squared away for you. No worries, we got you. And then you're more willing to do the dirty deeds of bad actors. And that's probably what happened. He got compromised. China's Ministry of State, just desperate for additional income. See, he sought part-time work on an online forum, revealing he was a government employment in the process. This post, that doesn't make any sense. This post attracted the attention of foreign intelligence agent who offered crypto payments for classified information. Wang gradually attempted to distance himself from the foreign agency, but was blackmailed and threatened, with exposure if he stopped cooperating. However, China has also employed and used crypto payments for espionage on foreign targets. So that sucks, man. South Korean police have arrested 215 individuals tied to an unauthorized investment advisory firm accused of defrauding investors. $230 million. Among those detained is a 40-something YouTuber with 620K subscribers, referred to as Mr. A. He and 11 others face formal charges. According to the November 13th announcement, Mr. A and his team raised 325.6 billion won, about $230 million, from 15,000 individuals. Oh, man. Under the guise of selling and issuing 28 different cryptocurrencies. He and his associates promoted their crypto offerings aggressively via YouTube and advertising, using a database of over 9 million phone numbers obtained through these channels. Marketing tactics included phrases like 20x your principal and a chance to change your destiny, even urging individuals to sell their apartments or take out loans to buy in. Rough. The victims, primarily middle-aged and elderly, including some who lost up to 1.2 billion, won around 850,000. One investor reportedly sold an apartment to fund the investment, only to face steep losses. Don't know how people sleep at night. All right. Elon next president after Trump. I don't know if Elon would want to be president. He doesn't strike me as the presidential type. Plus, he's going to have some pretty strict, or not just like tough competition moving forward. There's a lot of young people that are able to clearly articulate the values and principles of the free markets, the values and principles of the nuclear family, the values and principles of the Constitution. Like, just, they came out of nowhere, it feels like, right? So he's going to have some tough competition. Now, over the years, we're going to figure out who's who. We'll figure it out, right? It takes a while to figure out somebody, but eventually they default to who they really are. Dirty deeds done cheap. That's right. Man, let's see how bad this is. YouTube, I don't even know why I use it anymore. I use it because it's easily shareable. Gerardo's streaming again. SEC versus Richard Hart AI. Oh, dude, we're so back. Gerardo's back. Let's go to... All right, what am I looking for here? Am I even streaming on my channel? They don't even show me my own stream, dude. That's how bad this is. That's wild. They don't even show that I'm live right now. What? 35 watching. Well, that's more than I expected. YouTube, they typically cap me off about 5 or 10. But I got 340 people here on Twitter. Much more natural, I believe. What's this? XRP surpasses a $50 billion market cap as its prices rise over 18% today. They are getting ready for that Gensler exit, ladies and gentlemen. That's huge. Yeah. Titan X. I thought about bringing back, if you guys have been around me for a long time, you remember the segment, okay? It was socials. So I'd do a PowerPoint every stream, and then I'd have a portion of the PowerPoint every time. It was the socials where people were mad at me for saying something, and I would just highlight the heck out of them. And dude, I think I need to bring it back because some of these people are wild. They're so wild. They think that telling me I'm so past this, guys. I'm so past like this weird, crazy loyalty, aggressive and digitally violent loyalty to crypto assets. Do I understand why people do it? Yeah, I get it. But to trash somebody for liking something different is just wild to me, man. It's just wild. A lot of people out there. Well, maybe not a lot, a handful. But I think I need to help make these people famous. We might bring it back. That was a lot of fun. These people are wild. Who are we going to? All right, let's do it. Screw it. Let's do it. All right. If I can find it. Oh, okay, here's one. Oh, I mean, this is perfect timing. Perfect timing. All right on this stream too. All right, let's share this. All right, so I'm streaming here. Here's my post. You guys can see this, and I'll add this. So old Perky Sop 3. Now, what's interesting about this? If I click this, he unblocks me to post, and then he blocks me back. Let's see. No, I'm unblocked today. So if I respond, he'll block me back. Never too late. Obvious spelling miscalculation here. Never too late to destroy vampires. Return to the way of Hex. These people are wild, dude. And it's Perky Sop 3, so it's probably, the third rendition of two other accounts that got banned. Who else do we want to do this with? Perky Sop. I'm going to make you famous. Oh, here it is. All right, here we go. So I made a post. Alt season will be violent. It's much closer than you think. Morph, Texan, Titanx, and PLS. I put those hashtags in there. Cool. So this guy, I think former Navy vet, he lost his damn mind. It's kind of funny. They're out here commingling projects again. You're not allowed to talk anything unless it's approved by the Department of Hex Speak. Obey 126. If you understand RH, you don't do this. This is why he follows no one and endorses nothing but his own projects. You can lead people to projects with admin keys and pre-allocations to influencers. There's only one that matters, Pulse. And the best way to fight these people, guys, just to let you know, is just post the link to the thing that you love and don't say anything else. So I put Morpheus.win. He says link to scam site, do not click. I'm laughing at this point. And then I put Morpheus.win to the power of 2. This was actually good. You guys got to see this. This one's going to be better than Hex. This cracked me up, dude. What do you call this guy? It's just the mid-wit chin, I guess. So they just keep going and going. They get so upset. They can't just use the block button. And then they go in their little Telegram groups and they cry themselves to sleep. They just feed off each other and they fester. And that's just the trashy Hexkin way. Lots of that. Shout out to the Hexkin. Most of the Hexkins aren't that way, but we're just going to start doing some of these socials again. Oh, yeah. Dragon Knuckles in Mom's basement. Clip me, make me famous. Bring me your heroes, right? Bring them. Oh, yeah, he can't. You're right. Good point. He can't be president. He was born in South Africa. Good point, man. I'm slipping. But I don't think he'd make a good president anyway. Can he do it? Yeah. Would he be successful? Yeah, but he just seems like a wild card to me. Tyson's going to knock Paul out. I don't know, dude. Paul's got legs, man. Tyson doesn't box from the outside. I don't think Paul's going to want to get into that. Oh, I'm just worried for his health. I don't want Mike Tyson to die tonight. That's what I'm concerned about. He looked good in the pre-workouts. He looked good. We'll see though. All right. Guys, super stoked. Oh, let me pull up the Titanx chart as well. So we had a little channel here. Let's pull it. This is actually Dragon. Share screen. Oh, man. And these Hex people, man, they're out in a tizzy right now. I just don't understand why they can't just keep their mouth shut and just care about the thing that they love. But they were just trashing it. I saw, who is it? Crypto Sparbuck needs some Vagisil right now. I think that's pretty apparent. I mean, he's putting drawing some lines down here. Quite interesting. Still could go down there. but they just hate the fact that other things are successful. They just hate it. Two projects can't occupy the same space in their mind unless it's RH. But if it's something else that they love, they won't talk about it. They'll just buy it. They'll just buy it. They won't talk about it because they got to be pure. It's wild. So congratulations to Dragon here. Dragon's been pushing up pretty well. And guys, again, we're in that window. These corrections, people they'll get shaken out of their positions here. Everything moves. Everything moves in a bull market. Everything. Keep that in mind. Titan X is doing similar stuff here as well. Shogun coming out, X28. Lots of people excited here. I'm very excited myself. I think that we probably found a bottom here. The move upward is going to be a lot of fun, and just keep this in mind too. The all-time high right now is still like a 92x away from all-time high from where we currently are. That's fun. Supply is going to be dwindling significantly now. Chart's looking good. This is just perfect setup. It's perfect setup for any crypto that you want. I think Hex going to rip. I think Pulse Chain and Pulse X are just go nuclear. I'm just excited for everybody that stuck around. And I know how hard it's been for everybody, folks. I know it's been difficult. I don't hold it against you. I get it. It's been rough. I know it's bad over an hour. I can't believe that. Tyson slapped the fear. I was like, is that real? Is that real? Yeah, I finished watching the docu. I did. Does too many protocols dilute the community ecosystem? I've been asked that question a lot. And this is the way that I approach it. It's like Bitcoin was here. Then out of Bitcoin, that was first gen. And then from Bitcoin, you had Ethereum and Cardano that were birthed, which is like a generation 2 cryptocurrency. And then what happened? The total crypto market cap kept on going up. Why? Why is that? It's because more money kept coming in. I don't think about projects as sharing the same dollars. I think that sure they share the same dollars, but they get in new groups of people, different groups of people. And those people have access to folks. Think about how many no coiners that you know in your life. Like if you put 100 people that you know in a room, is it fair to say that like maybe at least 80% or 80% of those people don't own crypto or don't know a lot about it? So it's like when you create different projects and you bring them under one banner, whether it's Titan X, which has been wildly successful, the most successful that I've ever seen, because they actually support their community members, or whether it be Pulse Chain or Hex with all these people that are supporting RH things. And then there's all sorts of other things on Pulse Chain being built now too. These are conduits for marketing, guys. These are conduits to get people talking about their thing, which brings out adoption. So I would say that there's a difference between just a meme coin that's generated for two people and then that like an actual community that's built. But if you can build a community, it's a net positive, man. It's a complete net positive. The funniest thing to me is it's not financially, it's a net positive. Absolutely believe that. And if that wasn't the case, then Bitcoin wouldn't be at $92,000 right now. All these other things would have sucked the life out of it. Well, how come when that goes up, everything else gets pulled up? Answer me that. So here's the other thing. It's like, I've said this before. Do you actually think that some meme coin or some protocol that's built on Ethereum is going to stop Pulse Chain from ripping to the sky? No, it's not going to stop it at all. And if that's the case, are you, I guess people are just going on this massive crusade to save everybody. I got to save this person. I got to save him, save him, save him. You can save people. Okay. You can act like you're going to save people, but ultimately people make whatever damn decision that they want to about their money. And that's just the reality of things. And if everybody walked around with their portfolio in their head, you would be surprised. Your jaw would drop. Think about the most diehard person that you know in cryptocurrency out there for whatever. Okay, think about that person right now. There's like a 99% chance that they hold the exact same things that they're trashing every day. I mean, I don't think anybody should fade RH stuff. I mean, why would you fade a guy that's gone through all this to keep his thing up and running, and he's potentially got billions of dollars to put into it? You don't fade that. And he's doing a huge service for the cryptocurrency community. Don't fade it. That does not mean that you can't have exposure and talk about it publicly. Don't take the joy out of people's lives that way. That's, in my mind, that's the definition of evil. When you're taking something away from somebody and they don't want you to take it away from them, whether that be physically, whether that be emotionally, whether that be financially. And there's a lot of those. Y'all are psychos, man. You guys are freaking psychos. So, test. Had a little hiccup there, it looks like. PDI will reach $1. I mean, I think PDI could reach $1. I don't know if it's completely because of RH or his involvement, but there's certainly so much evidence to this point. Like, what's PDI going to be used for? Is it going to be the parity? Is it going to be the dollar coin for Pulse Chain? I don't know. Be kind of cool. But I think it reaches $1 just because purely the speculation, guys, for sure. For Titan X specifically, I don't think it's an issue. I don't think it's an issue at all. And here's the reason. It's like, okay, so what's the real problem? Exit liquidity is the real problem. But again, all these ideas and all of these notions that Richard taught us about Hex, for some reason, people don't like to apply them to everything else that's out there. It's like you can have billions and billions of dollars of unrealized gains and only have, $5, 10, 15, $20 million of liquidity supporting that entire community, and everybody's happy. But apparently when it comes to Titan X, people don't think that. It's because they can't use their damn brains. They can't freaking think logically about that stuff. So we like to remind them, don't we, Freddie? Didn't that happen to Zen, Maxi Lucky? I don't know the context. The dilution, you mean? I don't know. Some projects might fall to the wayside if Titan X gets so deflationary that their ratios fall below 1-to-1. Some projects might fall to the wayside if Titan X is so deflationary. So Titan X is just pushing. And the ratio falls below 1-to-1, maybe. Yeah. That doesn't make too much sense to me, but I'm kind of slow when it comes to that stuff. What is Spark? Why is Spark.fi not legal in the US, bro? I don't know. Spark.fi. What is Spark.fi? Spark fee. Earn 6.5% on your stable coins. Transparent rates. Who knows, dude? Spark.fi US. I've got a sneaking suspicion these regulations are just going to melt away. I sure do hope so. Terms of use. Yeah, they're just, it's a legal move, guys. They're just trying to limit The amount of exposure, probably, just because United States is just a rough place to house crypto these days. It's difficult. Farms could save them, but not all are listed based on volume. So, all right, let's connect back what you said. So you're talking about the smaller projects could fall below 1-to-1 ratio. As Titanx becomes so deflationary, the price keeps pushing up, right? So it's not going to track. Farms could save them, but not on a listed on volume. Yeah, farms aren't for every token. You don't want to dilute the emission that's coming out. Like Tink, for example, or Ink. You can't list everything. Hexo, RG, every single one of them hold tokens. And here's the thing, like, I don't care if, my thing is like, I don't care if you hold a token and just don't talk about it. That's fine. And Fade, it depends on if we were in the same room together, we could talk about this much easier. But like, just don't trash other stuff, man. If you're holding it, like, don't lie to your community and trash something that you're holding. That doesn't make sense, right? Or like, why even put that energy out? When you want to talk about the thing that you love so much, you're going to waste time trashing everybody else for likes and clicks. It's bad. It's a bad move, man. It says more about you as a person than it does the person that you're trashing. That's the truth. Ross Ulbricht, a free man soon? Facts? Maybe. I certainly could see that happening. Certainly could. Does Zen still exist? I stopped caring about anything that Jack Levin thought because I was in a Twitter space with him. And I came up and I specifically asked him, I said, why are you attacking these blockchains? Because if you guys don't remember, he it's got to be for marketing purposes, but he was just doing evil shit to people. It was just evil. And he was gloating about it. I don't really like that sort of behavior. So I just asked him, why? And he says, oh, well, it's forced evolution. I'll never forget, forced evolution. I don't care too much for that type of attitude. Instead of going out there and trying to help people, he goes out there and he just tries to just smash stuff and say, hey, look, I can smash it. So that means everything needs to be fixed. It's kind of a rough way of going about things in my mind, right? Like, look what the SEC's doing. They're smashing everything instead of collaborating and helping fix things. And no matter where you go throughout history, it's the same situation. People who like to smash things there's a lot of pathologies that track back to who they are, but I don't like to play with those sorts of people. And then the other thing was, I specifically remember this. The white paper came out for Zen, and I went in the Twitter space and I said, this is the fairest crypto ever launched. How come we're not talking about all the bots that can be created, pages and pages and pages of bots to get all this inflation? And they said it was FUD. They said it's impossible to happen that way. They said there would be no incentive to do it. And what happens? People got pages and pages and pages of inflation, and they created tons and tons and tons of wallets and got wild. And at that point, I'm like, I can't trust anything this guy's saying. So that's where I stand on him. I have no idea what he's doing these days. When you have two brain cells and they're both fighting for third place. Yeah, I saw that. That's hilarious. The amount of liquidity in PDI definitely shows that many people believe it'll reach $1, but the question remains, then what? Right. Mechanisms in place. I mean, obviously somebody with big bags and big ambitions and significant amount of knowledge is out there kind of toying and playing around with these mechanisms in the maker contract. So what happens after that, Don't know. It's going to take a lot. Going to collateralize with pulse hex and pulse hex maybe. That was a pretty interesting theory. Or maybe they'll actually collateralize the vaults with PDI and they'll launch a fork of maker after they've worked out all the bugs and kinks. For projects out there that I do not care for, I will never speak to them because it gives validation to something that's not needed. Yeah, like I'm not perfect, guys. I try to take my own advice. I try to stay out of these problems that arise. But for the most part, what has served me very well is just focusing on what I'm doing and not caring about what everybody else is doing. I mean, if I find somebody that's like-minded, we've got the same sort of ethos. Yeah, let's go, man. Let's do this thing together. But there's a lot to be said, guys, especially in business. It's important for you to figure out business first before you even consider bringing in other people as well. That's so important. Amen to what you said about Jack. Yeah. Don't know the guy personally. To turn me completely off. He's just out there crushing and hurting people. These are real people. These are real people, man. These are doctors and lawyers and nurses and plumbers and, restaurant industry workers and Uber drivers and, garbage people that take their money and they put it in these things. And for somebody to just come in and swoop in like that and be unapologetic about hurting people, that doesn't sit well with me at all. That sort of stuff just makes me want to punch people in the face. Say, for instance, projects that use Titan X as an input can't deflate at a rate that Titan X itself, where's the incentive to participate? Just thought in the macro scheme of things. Well, so let's take an example. So you've got a project but it's paired. It's paired with it, right? If Titan X is deflating much faster than a project that's paired with it, is it ultimately going to matter? No, because that price appreciation will pull it up. It might not appreciate as fast as Titan X, but I think in the macro scheme of things, it's not really going to matter that much because that price appreciation affects all the time in between the buys and the sells. It's always there. It's always pushing or pulling down. And Titan X would be that driving force for something that's paired with that, just as Ethereum's the driving force for the Titan X buy and burn wallet, for example, that can fluctuate millions of dollars in a day. It is supply and demand, but that's one aspect of it. When you have X times Y equals K, that's different as well. So you've got supply and demand, you got the liquidity pools, but you also have other liquidity pools that are affecting that. If there's a massive demand on Titan X, then it's going to pull up the assets that's with, even if those assets aren't sold off necessarily. In my opinion. All right, cool. We got 428 people here. I'm going to get ready for this fight. I'm going to crack open a Coke Zero. Crush some, I don't know what we're going to have for dinner. We'll figure it out. Something good. Watch this fight. Post some cool memes. Guys, come hang out. Come hang out, Morpheus. Morpheus.win. If you have any questions about crypto, let us know. You don't have to buy anything. In fact, if you just want to come hang out and be with the cool community, let's do it. Let's do it, man. We need some artistic people, some creative people in there as well. And we're going to there's some cool stuff that'll be coming down the pike here very soon. I'm excited for it. No promises about the future here, folks, but stay tuned. You are in the right place at the right time if you're in crypto right now from a broad perspective. Some really good fights tonight. Yeah. Good undercards as well. Correct. I'm excited to see these. So I think it kicks off at 8 p.m. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the world, my name is Brandon Davis, an artist formerly known as Rags Riches, and I am out of here. Ciao.